were under pressure. He came up with South Shakil, a brilliant partnership over here. He has scored 50 plus runs. And the biggest thing what I saw today was that he didn't panic. 2 to 3 balls, I saw him a little bit. He would have panicked over there. But the way he was calm, he was playing the proper shots, the V kind of a shot selection, and especially it's a good pacey track over here. The ball is uprising, and the way even South Shakil was playing to the Bangladesh bowlers, he was standing outside the crease to cut the swing. That looks the temperament what they carry on in domestic cricket. That's what you carry for the international levels. It's a brilliant innings what Pakistan has played over here. I hope Pakistan, because you remember we were just discussing off air that Pakistan, the way Pakistan started on, so they might like 150, 160. If Pakistan is able to get a score, Pakistan has a good bowling unit. But now Pakistan really needs to look after 250, 300 runs over here, because Pakistani bowling attack looks good, and you have got the tomorrow day. The first session would be very important for Pakistan, how they cope up with the situation, because still I feel one thing, I might be wrong, Ahmed Bhai, but it's a fast ball track over here. It's a bowling track, but when you just go by the third and fourth day, specifically the third later day, I would say spin plays a role. It's really going to be a crucial thing how Saim Ayub and especially Agha Salman, because they both even spin the ball, how their role will be played in Pakistan team.
Certainly that I think this is a very crucial phase of the game right now, this last half an hour, and then of course tomorrow's first session is going to be equally very, very important, as Avais also mentioned, but I think there are a lot of things that need to be discussed, particularly as well. One of those things in Pakistan I think is very common, that everything tends to revolve around Babar Azam, and we take the question every time towards there as well. Now Ali Gohar, I think it's an irony that in Pakistan, even for your white ball woes, you would be answerable in red ball cricket, because that's the first series eventually after the World Cup, but that's the way it is. And Babar's dismissal right now, of course, it can happen to any one of us or any player who's playing, to be honest, but the fact is that there are signs that he's low on confidence right now.
Look, I mean, every great player goes through a bad patch, and Babar's has lasted for some time. But I can think of when Brian Lara went through some difficulties, as well as Sachin Tendulkar. I'm not comparing Babar to Sachin or Lara, but you get the point I'm trying to make. He's been under heaps of pressure. I mean, just think about, the way we've been speaking about him over the last few years. I mean, that would weigh heavily on anybody. So I think we should give Babar a break. Let's spend time on others. I talked about South Shakil just half an hour ago. He's got as much potential as Babar, I think. And then there are others coming up. West just mentioned Herrera. Agha Salman, I think, will have a very important role to play for Pakistan going forward. And Saim Ayub is just a wonderful talent. So I think I think there's just been so much attention on him over the last 4 or 5 years. I think we need to just back off a bit and let the guy breathe. And if he wants to take a bit of a break, like a mental health break, like Virat Kohli took, why not? Because Babar still has a lot to offer Pakistan cricket in all three formats. So I think maybe it's time for us to pull back a little bit, because there's still a lot of cricket left in Babar Azam, and he can do wonders for Pakistan going forward.
He can, and we hope so as well, because I still believe what Ali Gaur said, that he adds a lot to the Pakistan team, becomes a very imperative character there as well. But now we've got some things that have been, I think, occasionally very, very interesting in the day's play today. There you have it, and what a jinx have we created. 3 wickets down Pakistan in that follow wickets, and just right now the 4th wicket has fallen for Pakistan's Saim Ayub returns back to the pavilion. Once again, a brilliant delivery by Hassan. Saim just tried too, I think, hard of a cover drive. Just it had to be a soft hand, but just tried too hard, and once again a brilliant catch in that slip cordon gully area as well. So Pakistan lose their 4th wicket at a very crucial interval on day's play. K. Asif Ahmed.
Well, you should give credit to the fast bowlers. They're just bowling and hitting the right area, which is called the good length area. Saim Ayub played better innings. I was expecting something extraordinary now, because when you spent and already the crucial time gone, and he was well settled there. He was playing so nicely. He was playing with the straight bat. We've watched him the way he was playing, not using cross the line. So it was good innings for him, at least a little bit of booster for him. But you should give credit to the skipper Shantu, the way he's using his fast bowlers. Early on in that report, we were watching the way Abdullah Shafiq got out, playing away from the body. You know that players like Abdullah Shafiq, Saud Shakil and Babar Azam and then of course the skipper Shan Masood. Shan Masood, that was technically, if you see, there was a little bit gap between bat and pad. The ball was coming in and bit of edge. It was a clear out. I don't know why Shan Masood was showing aggression. And being sportsman, you should have shown the sportsman spirit. And then of course Babar Azam.
But Shirai Saab has denied the wicket. He said it was a not out, clearly not out.
Well, okay, I will listen to the umpire, not listen to Shirazi Saab. Thank you very much. The second and an important thing is, and then Babar Azam, the way he was playing, it's just really important, this kind of pitch, when you're going for the glance. It was glance. It wasn't a flick shot coming over to your body. Staying, he played. He was stood there. He didn't move. And then there was a technical mistake. You said that I don't want to talk about the technique of Babar Azam, but yes, Babar Azam is struggling towards onside. That was his strong area earlier on, but I strongly agree with Ali Gohar. Now this is the time to give him some break. I don't know why Pakistan Cricket Board is not taking this decision to give some rest to him for a couple of matches, and he's not taking this decision by himself as well. So the great players, as he mentioned, Lara, Tendulkar, even Virat Kohli, all Inzamamul Haq, they went with the bad times. So the good thing is, if he'll take some rest and to come after a couple of months, maybe there would be pressure, and of course he's under pressure after losing T20 World Cup. There was huge criticism over his captaincy and batting skills as well. So a better thing is go and take rest.
Absolutely. Wes, that mode of dismissal was very particular for Babar Azam even, and we just saw Saim Ayub getting out as well. I think we will be discussing Pakistan's errors for their batters as well. But one thing is for sure, you got to give a lot of credit to this young fast bowling lineup that Bangladesh has brought up.
Ahmed, if you just watch the Bangladesh bowling lineup, the best thing was that they have hit that line length. I mean, it was like 57% of the balls were hit short length. I mean, they were just trying to ball it on the offside for the left-handers. They had a right plan. I mean, if you just watch the whole over, which especially Saim Ayub, which he got out, I mean, it was that 4 balls were balled short of the length, and the 5th ball where he tried to drive that ball was a foolish one. So they're properly using the mindset of the fast ball. You can see the plan what they have over here. Babar Azam, if you go by biomechanics specifically, I know there has been some issues. Psychological is the biggest issue what has happened with him in the past months, I would say, with Babar Azam. But if you talk about his weight especially the balance what head carries, I mean, it's falling on the offside. So it's not the way he's getting out, I mean, on the leg side. That's the biggest issue, because I know he's one of the finest batsmen. Everyone speaks about him, but I would really prefer that he needs some mental rest. I mean, the Pakistan Cricket Board needs to at least have some rest for him, so he can rethink what mistakes he has been doing over here. Because the things what from past, I would say from 12 to 13 months, what the things had happened in the Pakistan Cricket Board, that literally creates that pressure back in your mind. Even Shaheen Shah Afridi, I mean, he's a strike fast bowler, but still I feel again that I know 13 months Naseem Shah is coming back as a strike fast bowler. He will be under pressure too, because whatever things had happened in the Pakistan Cricket Board, that psychological pressure being built on a fast bowler, he will have to counter that. I mean, he'll have to perfectly ball in these situations, because that thing will be in his mind that whatever situation was, the people have been talking about me, whatever people have been saying on, I need to perform with the ball. So that's a human psyche. They need to counterattack that. But I personally feel that Pakistan Cricket Board really needs to look after them. They need to give them little rest so they can relax and watch the game and just come back stronger back.
Absolutely. And now I think it's a moment that we reflect on Saim Ayub's brilliant half century as well. Unfortunate that he's gotten out. I wish he could have carried on. It would have been a fantastic 100. But it was Pakistan's history against Bangladesh, and obviously I think the two test nations have got a bit of history, but Pakistan has been the more dominant side in this test history that we talk about in this report by Malaika, of course. And like I said, that the match has entered a very crucial phase. This was a moment to keep on to your wickets, but a wicket has fallen. and it's still a time to not lose another wicket, because this last half an hour of play is always very tricky, and including the first half an hour of play that proceeds on day 2 as well. Ali Gaur, particularly Mohammad Rizwan or Sarfaraz, has been the debate who's going to play, but I think considering the pitch and the conditions, they were bound to go with Mohammad Rizwan, and the onus is on him as well now. Somebody's got to support Saud Shakil in the cause that he's there for.
Oh, for sure. I'll get back to that. But Ahmed, I'm glad all of you mentioned the Bangladeshi fast bowlers, because they're very young at this level, but they've already made an impact. Shariful Islam, the left armour, and then there's Hassan, and then there's the first change bowler, Nahid, who's actually quite quick. And they're young fast bowlers, and it'll be very interesting to see how they go in this test series and then later on. So I'm happy to see that Bangladesh are consistently developing fast bowling talent. There's a lot to work with there. So I'm really looking forward to see how they're bowling, how they carry on. As Wes mentioned, they've, for most part of day 1, they've hit the right areas and put the Pakistani batters under pressure. So I should think we should spend time. Obviously, we're going to talk mostly about Pakistan, but we should spend time talking about the Bangladesh team, especially these young fast bowlers. The first change bowler, Nahid, comes from some small town in Bangladesh. I mean, his is quite an interesting story. So I'm happy to see them progressing. Talking about Mohammad Rizwan and Sarfaraz, I think it's pretty obvious, and it has been for a while, that Rizwan is your first choice in every format. He's got a wonderful cricketing brain. He's a counter-attacker, just the kind of thing you need from your wicket-keeper batsman. And he's more than capable of supporting Saud Shakil. I think Pakistan will set small goals. They look to get to maybe 250, if 300 perhaps. They have, they've got a few batters left. Salman Agha, who batted very well in Australia. I think this is the right combination. Maybe they would have wanted another spinner. Bangladesh have a specialist spinner in Mehdi. We don't have one. But I don't see why Pakistan can't make a considerable first innings score here and then put the Bangladeshi batters under pressure, because we have the bowlers to do it.
Well, certainly we do, and I think they consistently touch the pace as well. But Ali Gaur, on another note, the captaincy's been brilliant as well. I mean, not just winning the toss, their field placement has been absolutely accurate, and the bowlers have delivered according to that as well.
Look, I'm very bullish about this Bangladeshi team. Shanto's a good captain, and he seems he captains with clarity. And he's not afraid to make bold decisions, and strategically, as we've seen, he's not bad at all. And then you have the elderly statesman in there as well, because you need, I mean, this is a cliche, but you need a combination of experience and youth, and that's exactly what Bangladesh have. They have a crop of very young fast bowlers, but they also have elderly statesmen to advise them. So when they get into a difficult situation where they're under pressure, they have the experienced campaigners to put their arm around them and say, look, everything will be all right, and then guide them in the right direction. So I think there's a lot to look forward to with Bangladesh. And as you quite rightly said, Ahmed, the captain himself, he's been brilliant, and no wonder the Bangladesh Cricket Board asked him to captain this side.
Well, certainly. I think that really sums it up, but that's been a very interesting phase of play as well. So thank you very much, Ali Gaur, Asif Ahmed and Syed Mohammad Awais for joining us on the show. Action continues on PTV Sports HD. You can watch it there. For those of you who are tuning into Sports Extra on Facebook Live on PTV Sports Official, thank you very much to you as well. And there's one particular gentleman, Wajid, who's joining us. So thank you, Wajid, for your comment and tuning in on Facebook Live as well. Like we tell you every day, that you can also watch us on Facebook Live on PTV Sports Official platform. And just before going, there's something very interesting that I wanted to share with you. It just came across my mind as well. It is that an Aussie school which is in Victoria, it's called the Lara Secondary College, has become the very first to introduce cricket as a curriculum in their college, and that is brilliant. I mean, this is what the game is all about, and imagine the importance be given that it's now part of your curriculum as far as your course of studies is concerned. So I just thought that was a brilliant piece to share with all of you. But that wraps up Sports Extra for me and the entire team. It's goodbye for now.